I just
Hi.
went down.
How we doing?
No, good.
What we doing now?
Live? We're live.
Yeah, we're live, I think.
We're live. We're live. We're live. Sorry, I've been playing with the intro stuff.
Are you voting?
I liked that.
So,
By
like-
the way, that was nice.
Yeah, I've just got Formula One noise in my ears.
That last one's actually one that Burning Gas made me, the Kawasaki one.
All right.
Good time roll.
Cool.
He made me that. Bless him. Give him a shout out. Crazy Dad Biker evening. Boating Bird evening. I just got to find you. Doom Bar.
I know.
Good Cornish ale, that. Good
This is
Cornish
Oh, it's
ale.
lovely.
This is the whole thing. So you've got to pop the chat out and you've got to drag it across. They don't know. They don't understand, do they? When you're doing lives and that, they don't understand. Oh,
No.
pop the chat out and bring it over to StreamYard so that everything's all ties in and it's all nice and neat. They don't understand.
They don't understand. They don't understand how many buttons I've got to click now.
Oh my god.
Well, it's like me. I've just had to pick my phone up, go off Red Bomb's live stream, put it on this live stream, and it's like,
Life is so hard. Life is
I
so
know,
hard.
it's like you're constantly doing that.
I'm getting used to these live streams now, though.
Yeah, you're getting better at them, MT, I tell you.
Yeah, well, I've had a few drinks tonight, so I'm a bit more relaxed and chilled. So.
But see, Matt, see the thing about it is as well. It's like see the first. I remember going on. It was the military biker was like the first kind of sort of guy that I followed intently with live streams and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was very, very active on his live chat.
Yeah.
Stevie messaged me and he said, "Listen, I would love for you to come in to a live stream." And I was absolutely bricking it.
Well, yeah, that was like me.
And I was so wooden and so, "Hi, how you doing? My name's Stuart." It's like, and like I didn't have the setup, I didn't have the mic, I didn't have the camera, I just felt so green. But the community just sort of kind of pushes you on and pushes you on and pushes you on. So like Hell's, like Simon will testify to this. Hell's come on with a mic.
Yeah.
One of his live streams, and I said to him on a live stream, "What mic's that?" And he told me that's the mic I've got. Is the one that Hell's had because it sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
we've all done the same thing, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've got my hearing aids in again.
It's like, well, I'm listening. I've got these earphones. These earphones are actually plugged into my microphone because with my PC, I can either plug in, where are they? They're down there. My gaming, you end up with the big cans on, or I can plug these into my mic, and that's what I've got. It's like a JLab Pro mic.
Yeah.
So I can set it up. I can have it in conference. I can have it on like just listening to me, which it is just now, and I've got the filter on in front of it, so you can hear that there. It's just
the old spit god. Yeah.
But the thing about it is, it's like the more you do it, the more it's not that you're not being natural. It's like it just becomes that you're not even paying attention that people may be watching you. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
I've got like that now.
When you relax from that, that's because to be quite honest, I'm the type of I don't care what anyone thinks of me. It's like there's a million people probably got a million opinions of me, and I don't care about any of them, and that's just the way I am about life. So it's like
I think you get to a certain stage in life anyway where you think, sod it. Yeah, you just yourself, aren't you? You do. You it's not like I don't get. You know, you take me as you find me, sort of thing.
I'm not in competition with anybody. I couldn't care less. If you've got a better bite than me,
you suddenly learn at a certain point in your life that it's all about respect. And if you want to be treated nicely, then you treat everybody else nicely.
That is 100% that. 100% that.
And that's how it gets when you certain point in life. But it's doing me a lot of good with my anxiety.
Yeah.
I know it sounds daft, but it's doing me a lot of good. So because it's weird. I always watch to see who's on with Rev Bomb first.
Yeah.
And if it's no certain people, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy talking to Lockwood.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy talking to Andy and that. So it's sort of like, that's when I jump in sort of thing. And I also like, well, I actually enjoy chatting to these guys. You know, it's a good laugh.
I was actually today in work. When I went into my work, I was actually in a mind frame where I was like, I'm not going on any lives tonight. I just wasn't in the right mindset. I wasn't in the right mind frame. I actually, for about 3 hours today, actually thought about closing my channel down. I'll be honest with you.
I've had a stage of that this week, to be honest.
Just from the way things are. I'm not elaborating on it. But no, it was very much like you said. It was who come on to Rev Bomb's channel tonight. Yeah. I'm like, I just go on. I'm going to jump on and chat. And I've like, as the night went on, I've kind of come out my shell. Which it's therapeutic in itself. It really is. Well,
it's so
I can understand and I appreciate where you're coming from.
I've been having severe sort of like bad days, you know, and there's like some days I've sat in and I'm like, today I was having a bad day and I'm like thinking, can't be asked for this YouTube lot and all this lot. And then it's like, and I was umming and ahhing about the live stream, and Mrs. goes, go on live, you know, you enjoy it and that. Yeah. And you can tell if something's wrong with me because I'll go quiet. Yeah. You won't see any videos pop up, or you'll just see me every now and then posting crap on Facebook. And it's because I'm on a downer. And then I've got to pick myself back up again. Which is why I'm trying to get out on the bloody bike this weekend. Yeah. So if the weather, as long as it don't rain, I'm not bothered if it's overcast. As long as the roads are dry and it's, you know, all right, then I'll try and get out on the bike. Yeah. Because that's the thing what does me a lot of good.
See if you actually go onto my channel, right? Yeah. And you look at my videos. I could sit and I could point out the videos where I'm coming out of a cycle. Yeah, cycle. What I call a cycle of going down and then leveling off. Because when I come out of a down cycle and I feel better, I become very, very productive in the sense of like I get my editing becomes sharp. It's like I can when I'm feeling 100%, I can edit in like very, very quickly. I know what I'm doing and everything goes bang, 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 bang. And like my edits are sharp, all my transitions, everything's just absolutely perfect. When I'm feeling a bit scatty, my vlogs are scatty. And the thing about it is the views that are on each vlog that I'm not 100% actually reflect it as well. You probably wouldn't notice it, but I notice it.
No.
So 100%, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, it's just, but like I say, I'll try and get out on the. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be all right tomorrow because otherwise it means I'll go in the coffin box, you know. But it's I'd sooner go over and see him on the bike than take the car.
Yeah.
But you know, what I've got to do is just chuck a few tools in saddlebags and go over and sort out his like I say, he's got a screen for his MT-09 and he's gone, oh, can you fit it for me? It's like, yeah, I'll pop over and have a look. So, but he's like, well, he knows I'll work it out and get it fitted within minutes, you know, because I'm like that.
Yeah.
The old mechanical brain kicks in. So, and I enjoy doing it. I've had a look. I've done a bit of research on YouTube and everything, and it looks easy enough to do because it's only 4 bolts on the front of the bike.
Yeah.
And you just take them off, put the brackets on, put the 4 bolts back on, and then obviously bolt the screen to those brackets to the brackets what are on the bike. So it looks an easy job. Look, with a lot of research anyway.
I'm just looking at what Exeter said. They said the problem is trying to do YouTube while there's so much other life stuff to do.
Stuff going off,
it's like if you watch my John Diehard video, it's like I play lawn bowls. It's not crown bowls like Rev Bomb said. Crown bowls.
Yeah, I saw yours about. Yeah.
So like I play lawn bowls, so it's on a flat green and the balls have got a bias. I'm not going into that, but
Yeah.
my
I know all about that.
my bowling season is April to September, which is
Yeah.
riding season. So
Well,
I have to pick and choose when I ride bikes and when I play bowls because
bowls, yeah.
I'm a father of 3 kids, a wife as well. So I've got all that to juggle. So as well as like trying to fit in bike rides, obviously.
Well,
Like my priorities, like Simon and Rev and Andy and that coming up. That's
yeah.
what I'm targeting as my sort of big ride of the year. So
Yeah. I need to get a ring light for this because I seem to be going all weird with the background. My father-in-law, Tina's dad, Mrs. Belly, her dad, he was the president of a bowl. Is he still the president of the bowls club, but not the actual club? But he plays out, you know, on the green. Chairman of it or something. He goes up to Potters.
right,
You know, to watch
Potter's
indoor
Bar.
bowling.
Yeah,
the Potters there.
I
to
was
watch that.
this 2017. I was president of my own bowling club.
Yeah,
last year I was president of the whole district.
yeah, because it's
So-
lawn bowling, isn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Was it Crown Green bowling? or
No,
lawn
no,
bowling?
it's Crown Green's totally different
Still
from
different, yeah.
lawn bowling's on a flat green. Crown.
Yeah, because
Crown
near
Green's-
me, we've got an indoor bowl centre
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
the indoor
Yeah.
bowling. You know,
Yeah.
which is you can do that 24/7, 360
That's
a
right.
year. You know,
That's right.
because it's indoor. But yeah, I've had a go at it. I enjoyed it actually with the wooden, the jack and the your different lanes in your ends and
Yeah,
getting used to actually bowling the ball and the bice on the ball and everything. So
that's
I've had
right.
a go at that. Yeah. So,
Try and find
but
that.
yeah.
Try to find. I'm sure I've got a picture somewhere. I've got a picture somewhere where I'm playing bowls. Yeah,
Were you dressed in your whites, all in your whites?
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what it was. It was, in fact, I've actually found it. It's in.
I was say, what's Empty Tank doing? Is he hiding tonight?
No,
I'm
I'd reckon so.
Simon, can I share a picture if I can?
Yeah,
get
go
it
on.
up? Right, let me go into. No, it's not a video file. Wait a minute. Pictures. Oh, wait a
No, I'm
minute.
still here. I'm too tired and miserable to really comment
Slides.
anything.
You're I'm surprised. Do you know you were on about your number plate with what it's got written on it? Freedom of speech, mate.
Which one? Oh, that
well,
video.
when you got-
Yeah.
freedom of speech.
No, it's slightly different. There's yeah. I mean, you could argue that all you wanted to argue. I mean, it kind of just comes down to.
You see, people stood outside police stations with the same thing, saying,
It's one law for one law for another, isn't it? It's a
Well,
bit
yeah,
like you know what they're doing on the motorways when they're blocking petrol stations and that, and like smashing up and destroying pumps. If I went around destroying pumps, I'd be arrested. But that's okay.
Yeah, you'd have been locked up by now. But because you're not an eco warrior,
that's exactly it. One rule for one rule for another.
Yeah, well, it's freedom of speech, that is, mate. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I've been so inactive, just trying to slowly.
Well, you've had a lot of shit going off, though, haven't you? You've moved out, so you've had
mate,
you've had personal things as well. So
yeah, no, for sure. I don't really like to make excuses.
No, I know, but you've been busy, haven't you, mate? So
yeah.
Hi, Roland.
Sure.
Sorry, just saying hello to the guy who's got the bike I want to nick. But
I think my biggest thing, right, is I think when you're a child or when you're my age, let's say when you're my age, so 25, and you're all out with your friends and that, and you've got say I want to go out riding with Zed, and you're kind of like, oh, let's all go out, and Zed's, oh, I can't go out, I've got family things to do. You're kind of like, oh, stop being a pussy, like come out. But in reality, it's a thing. You've got to make time for family things, you know.
Yeah,
and that's been the massive shock for me.
That's me there.
playing with your shake balls.
That was at the Scottish National Championship. So we had won our club competition. We played against all the other clubs in our district, and we won the district. And then we went on to play all the other districts in the country, and we got to the quarterfinals, and sadly we get beat. And the one thing that is absolutely special about that photograph is the man in the bottom right-hand corner is my dad.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell.
And my dad was 79 when that photograph was. He's still alive, but he's 83 now, but he was 79 at the time that photograph was taken.
Yeah.
And very, very special. Thanks, Simon, for letting me share that. Thanks.
Yeah,
no worries.
cracking, that is.
God, tell me you're old without telling me you're old. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're old when you get to my age and you've got grandkids. Yeah.
Let me grab my walking stick.
Yeah.
We're going bowls, boys. Let's grab the walking sticks.
Actually, I'm surprised how many young people play bowls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone's young compared to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like when you go to the hospital or the doctors now and you sit there at the doctors, you think, bloody hell, are you old enough to be a doctor? Yeah.
Is that Simon? Is that you that's sharing that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a nice bit of photoshopping in the mains lead.
No, but that to me looks like they're going along the same lines as Porsche.
Yeah.
We're hybrid.
They're doing a hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right. I was going to say it's not pure.
And like, I don't know if Denny, you follow the British touring cars.
Yes,
yeah.
BTC.
So they're not allowed to use the combustion engine in the pit lanes now.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to use the electric when they're getting in and out of the pit lanes, and then the hybrid comes in when they're out in the track as well. So they've got Kerr's energy regen on the brakes, and then they can use the electric coming out of the corners and stuff like that.
Surely that's adding extra weight to the bike though as well.
Well, it probably is in some sort, but if you put it low down enough, it shouldn't make a difference. My bike's a 1400cc, and my mate's got a GSXR 1000, and to be quite honest, he says to me when he lifts my bike up, it's no any heavier than his.
Yeah. I suppose with the energy recovery system on it, they'd probably put it in the hub of the wheel, wouldn't they? They just put a bit of extra weight on the front wheel sort of thing in the wheel hub, not on the actual brakes or anything. You know, it'd be built into the hub. Well,
yeah. Exeter rider would try bowls.
It's good fun, bowls. If you want to give it a go, actually, it's good fun.
Yeah.
Just don't walk on the green with your trainers.
Really cannot see myself doing it. No.
Legend has it when you start playing bowls, you age an extra 40 years.
It's outdoor. Good for you.
Yeah,
that's... If your back and your knees start going, that's the problem.
The thing about it is when you're on a bike and you're pushing in the corners every now and then, it's nice to go on a bowling green and just chill out and think about the other side of life other than.
I started watching some on Amazon earlier. I think it's called Ride or something. It's about the MotoGP, and I never realised the MotoGP bikes is 2 strokes, 500cc 2 strokes.
No, the MotoGP bikes are not now.
No, I mean on this program it was.
Oh, there used to be. It's like that you're talking about the Kevin Schwantz era. And Wayne Rainey and
no, because Ross is in it.
Well, that would have been right at the end of the 2-stroke era.
2004.
If you want to watch a video, it's called Unridables. That's the video, and that's a MotoGP too, and it was.
I get confused sometimes. I sometimes see Simon on Undateables. That's probably the difference.
Yeah, it's called Faster. It was done in 2004 about the MotoGP, and they were saying the 500cc two-stroke
Yeah, I'm not
bikes capable
sure.
of doing
I'm not sure
200
when the
miles an hour.
transition was, but
Yeah.
Unridables. There's Unridables 1 and Unridables 2, and the first one that was like Wayne Rainey, Mike Kaczynski, I think his name was, Kevin Schwantz, was it Randy Mamola?
Yeah, 2014.
And basically, these bikes is like when they were opening these bikes up in a corner, they would either gain traction or they just send them.
Yeah,
They were high siding for fun.
Yeah, the Unridables that came out in 2014. That's on Amazon.
That
Because
was
they were on
obviously
about one of the riders on this faster. He was spinning his back wheel up, you know, when he was going around the corners, and got smoke coming off of it, and that's when they all clicked that they could do that with the tyres, you know, to spin them up and get them around the corners.
Yep.
Yeah, because of him. But like I say, 500cc.
Casey Stoner was one of the biggest protagonists in that, and that was because he did dirt track riding.
Yeah.
And I read Casey Stoner's book, and all the way through Casey Stoner's career, he rode crap bikes. They were garbage, absolutely garbage, but he knew how to ride garbage very, very well. And when you've got a good rider that can ride garbage bikes well, when you put them on a good bike, that's
Good night, Exeter. Sorry.
Right, Exeter. Catch you later, man.
Night.
Yeah, I started watching it earlier, and it was like, well, I didn't realise it was, like I said, it was 500cc two-stroke bikes capable of doing 200 mile an hour. Bloody crazy. For 500.
You should watch the Unridables because that.
Yeah, I'll have to. Oh, that's on. I've just looked. That's on Amazon as well.
Because I don't know if you know the story of Wayne Rainey, but Wayne Rainey's now in a wheelchair, and that was basically because of those bikes. They were so unpredictable.
Yeah.
The line between good traction and near death was millimeters of throttle.
Well, it's like Simon said, you watch them come off the bikes, they slide along the road, roll over a few times, stand up and walk away because they're not even in street furniture.
Well, the last time, Roland, how you doing, man?
Hi, Roland.
G'day, distinguished gentlemen. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, all good. Great to see you.
G'day.
G'day.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah.
Simon, you look a bit washed out today. What's going on?
Been a hard 2 weeks working and conferences and things. So yeah, it's been a hard 2 weeks.
I think he's got the sunlight on, Rolly. That's better.
Call that working, Simon. Getting paid to get pissed up every night. Yeah.
You get paid to get pissed up every night, but every day you've got to be in the conference hall from 9 until 6 debating.
Yeah, trying to keep awake. To keep awake. Yeah.
Sober.
I didn't know we were allowed to swear on YouTube, to be honest.
Fuck. Fucking no fucking I fucking dear.
No, when you say the work word.
The word.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. No.
Yeah.
That one should be banned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. How's the weather over your way, Roland?
In a word, shit.
Oh man.
You're going into winter, are you?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, going into winter, we actually had like a light fall of snow in the city about 2 days ago, which is super weird for here.
Yeah.
Wow. I blame global warming. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's all them cows farting and shit like that.
I blame the cows. I don't mind cows farting on me. I've had a few in the past. Some pay money for it, but I don't know.
Oh dear, this is going down quick, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, okay. Don't know if I'd go there myself. I'd rather keep me money for other more interesting things. But
definitely.
Now,
more horsepower.
Not advertising.
Well, there you go. That's what you got to do.
Parma Violet.
Yeah, I'm Parma Violet sweet, so I don't mind it too much. Well,
What have you got there humping a bike, Mr. Belly?
It's my new riding
It's a
partner.
Kawasaki.
Oh, it's humping the rider.
It's a goat, I think. I just thought I fancied a different picture tonight, so I thought I'll find a funny one.
Pretty
There was
cool.
a few on
How
there
is
what I
everybody?
thought
Good?
about.
What's the
Yeah.
weather like going on over there?
It miss at the minute, but they reckon we're going to have another heat wave, don't they? So
I just thought I'd just say a few words before I disappear again into the night.
yeah, no problem.
No, I mean I've been extremely inactive for about 2 months or so, maybe. Just trying to come back again. Yeah,
You'll
I mean,
get
got a
there.
lot going on. Obviously, as you already know, I've got a lot going on. Don't really know what to say, to be honest. It's quite touchy, but I'll return. I'm trying to upload 2 videos a week. And what I do, I schedule upload them. So I've got them already pre-made, and I just schedule upload. And I broke the GoPro mount on my helmet as well. Another fucking shit thing. But yeah, the MT10 gets remapped on the 20th of May. So hopefully I'll have more footage, and then maybe I'll do some reviews. But the thing is, I don't know which direction to take my YouTube channel in. I've got a massive obsession with wanting to heavily edit small clips. So I might just go into like montages or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do right now.
I think see if you're wanting to go down the 2 videos a week, I think you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
Pressure on yourself,
Just chill out, man. Just chill out. And
just do your own thing, mate.
Do what feels right for yourself,
Yeah.
but for your own personal situation. Don't do it for anyone other than yourself. Right
Yourself.
now. And
Like
let
all my
it all
videos.
settle down.
All my videos are done purely because for my family to watch, to see what I get up to. Yeah, I waffle on. Some of my videos could go on for hours if I didn't edit them down, because I waffle on that bloody much. But I just do them for the enjoyment, literally. You know, I've got the one camera on my helmet, microphone, ride around, chatting away to myself, you know, and I just do them for a laugh. I don't do them for any other reason apart from that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean,
I think the majority of us just do videos because it's what we want to do, and then if people want to watch them, that's a bonus.
Watch it, then that's down to them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I think the moment it becomes a job is the moment it becomes enjoyable and fun.
Well, if you've got that, if you've understood that right now, then you've got the essence of why everyone does it.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't. I've got 3 kids. I can't take them all on the bike. I can't show them what Dad does, but I can show them a video of me riding my
videos.
bike.
Yeah, that's like me.
It's like there are some videos that I will not show them because of the verbal content, but there are some videos that maybe just have some musical montages or I make specifically for them that they can watch. And it's something that they can see and they can appreciate why I go out and why I ride my bike.
Yeah, you know,
do what you do for yourself. Don't do it for us. Don't do it for anyone else. Do it for yourself. And
you know, I've got 3 grandkids. You know, so they get to see what I'm open out and about doing on YouTube. You know, my oldest daughter don't live with me. She's got her own house, so she can see what I get up to. Yeah, my own kids there. They keep asking me. Like my daughter Kira, who lives with us, she keeps asking me if I could, you know, get a friend to take her out so she can go to some of the bike meets. So that's why when I went to that bike meet, I videoed it so she could see what was there, you know. You know, it's just...
What night are these bike meets on, MT?
Right, there's 2 in Nottingham. Well, I don't know about the one at the Robin Hood because that's changed landlords. But that's normally Monday nights.
Right.
But the big one in Nottingham is a place called From Miles From Nowhere. It's the guy out of Swaddy Waddy owned it. I don't know whether he still does. And they're on Monday and Wednesday nights. And they can get, I mean, you roll up there sometime and you're looking at 200-300 bikes. You know, there is one on Sundays called Soul Takers, which is up in Mansfield, but I haven't been to that one yet. But the big one is MFM, Miles From Nowhere. Like I say, they're Mondays and Wednesdays. Right. And they can absolutely honestly, they can be crazy. They really, really can be crazy. You know, because up near us as well, we've got a place called Matlock Bath in Derbyshire.
Yeah. What time do they start then, mate? What time do they start?
Normally about 5-6 o'clock. You know, and they are crazy play. You know, they are that MFN. If it's not, you can guarantee if it's a bank holiday or a sunny day, they'll be jam packed. Yeah, and they do live acts as well at MFN. They have artists, bands in, you know. So,
Right, has Kira got her own bike gear, helmet, etc.?
Yeah, she's got all her own gear.
Right. I'm off work Wednesday, the 1st of June. I'll come up there and I'll take her up for you.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, what was it? Yeah, she'll probably really enjoy that. I know she will. But, like I say, can be crazy.
Bless
you know. But I know she's doing on about doing a CBT soon, so when she's hit 17, so that'll be good fun.
Yeah.
When she's hit 17, she'll be doing a CBT. So what was it? I'll let her go on my bike if she ain't got her own bike. Then. So
yeah,
but yeah, she's.
If I can get up there on the 1st of June, because I'm off work that day, I'm not.
Yeah,
don't
let
think
us
I've
know
anything
anyway.
planned. I'll get round your way. Yeah, I'll take her.
Yeah. So I've got a friend who'll probably take her as well, but he's just getting around asking. Well, I'm going to see him tomorrow, so. Well, like I say, it's
Roland. Roland, what do you do to occupy yourself when the weather's not too good in Oz? Dream about bikes. what you're going to do to the ZX?
No, I mean, even in midwinter, well, you know, if the weather pattern's normal in midwinter, it's still very rideable. You just pick your days. So that's not too bad. But I mean, I got interest in all sorts of stuff. I'm interested in electronics, restoring old valve radios and shit like that.
Yeah.
I work on my car as well. Plenty of things to keep me occupied. But we can ride all year round here. It's just I can't be stuffed cleaning the bikes after riding in the rain. That's all.
Yeah.
And because I don't need to ride to get to work or anything, I'll if it's a nice day, I'll go out and ride. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because what's your sort of temperatures in the winter there then?
We'll get again, if the weather's behaving itself, midwinter, the coldest we would get would probably be about 6 or 5 degrees Celsius, which is probably a summer for Zhead there.
I was going to say, I've rode around in less than that. Yeah,
that's tops off weather, really.
I call it quits at about 10 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, don't blame me.
Yeah.
10 degrees, that's an average day here.
Yeah, no, I like riding with, in about, I don't know, 80, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 35, 36.
Yeah.
Just a T-shirt. Get that whole freedom experience going,
Mm-hmm. Today, speaking of the weather, today was the first day I wore my summer jacket. Today it was that warm here. So.
Oh, wow.
Brandon, good night, mate, and take it easy.
Yeah.
All the best, buddy.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bless him.
Like I say, YouTube, just do it for your own enjoyment. Don't do it for anything else.
Yeah, that's it. It's my last video, and I think the video before that, and then see even the one that I'm putting up tomorrow. I didn't even realise it, but my mic had moved in my helmet, so the audio is. It's one of the things that I always usually check is my mic position, and I never, for whatever reason it was, I never checked. I just assumed that it was in the same position, and I didn't. I kind of see, because of my family and just basically my life in general, I tend to record in clusters, and the cluster of videos that I recorded, my mic was in the wrong position. And you know yourself, you can't go back and re-record something, because I've tried it before to re-record it, and you can't replicate the emotion, the feeling, the sentiment that's involved in it, and it becomes a different thing, and then it becomes something that it's not even worth putting out.
No.
So I just basically decided that I'm going to put it out anyway, whether the quality is good or not. It is what it is.
So I'll be back on camera in a minute. I've just had a slight problem. Green screens just fell on my head.
We can see that in the edit. So.
Yeah, well,
oh, look, there it goes. I'm actually watching the live now. Yeah.
Just a heads up, guys. In 12 hours' time, me and Bolt Bucket are co-jointly putting up on each channel our next video challenge, or our latest video challenge, I should say. So if anybody wants to partake, keep an eye out for it.
Oh,
yeah, we'll do.
I'll certainly look out for it, mate.
12 hours from now, it'll be, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we should be up and about.
But, yeah.
I shall be sat in front of the computer because I've got about 19 videos to edit. So
I'll tell you what, you want to laugh, Zed. You're on about your microphone shifted. I went over to my mum's the other week on my bike. So I'm sat on my bike, nattering away to myself, doing my normal "Hey up my ducks" intro, riding along. Gets to my mum's, sort of pulls into my mum's, sort of sat there, had a cup of coffee, comes out my mum's, then realise the whole journey from my house to my mum's, I've been talking to myself. I hadn't put the camera on record.
Yeah.
Forgot to press
the
record button.
Yeah.
That happens.
See, the thing about it, Matt, I've done a whole vlog, and I thought I absolutely nailed that. The only problem is my memory card is still plugged into my computer from the last time that I uploaded. And you're like,
yeah, I couldn't believe it. I got something more. I thought that was brilliant video. I thought to myself, brilliant video. Really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
And then I clicked when I was at my mum's that I hadn't turned the camera on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one as well, and it's like I switched the camera on, started recording, and I was at the stage where I was switching the beeps off because I didn't want people that were anywhere near me to know that I was recording. So I put a bit of tape over the red lights, and I muted the beeps so they didn't know when I was recording or not, because I wanted to try and capture them naturally as well as anything else, because I felt that at the time when people heard the beep 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 with GoPro, that people started acting like, oh hi, like
everybody.
It became unnatural, and I didn't like it. So I wanted to be able to just press the red button and know that it was on and whatever. So I did that. So I didn't even hear the fact that the when I switched it on, the camera beeped to alert me that I didn't have a memory card in, and it was just at a point where I was going round a roundabout, and I was almost full lean going round a roundabout, and a woman pulled out on me. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. This is what footage. I survived. I'm here to tell the tale. So I survived, and I'm like, this is going to be brilliant. And I pulled over, and I was like, check the footage. Oh shit! I felt like catching back up and saying, any chance you could pull out me again and you put a memory card in. But
what a bugger!
No, it was one of those things.
Tell you what, though, Zed, you got some awesome roads that you ride on. They're really good, and the scenery's really nice.
Oh yeah. Rolly, see, like not this. I've got one coming out tomorrow, but see, like the next video that I put out, it's up Loch Lomond side, and to be quite honest, it's 20 minutes from my house. I'm so blessed with where I live. I can get into some absolutely fantastic scenery within 30 minutes of my house, and I'm at the stage now where I don't want to keep taking everyone there, because it's the roads I love because I know them so well, but the scenery is fantastic. And I'm at the stage now where I'm kind of refining how I'm filming when I'm in these areas, because I know the roads so well. I don't need to move my head so much. I'm trying to keep my head as static as possible, because I'm aware of the likes of yourself or Simon or Matt or whoever it may be that's watching it for the first time, and I don't want to be like doing what I would normally be doing and checking about and whatever. Is to try and stay static, and my bike to be flowing so that you can see it. And I think my next video out after tomorrow, I think I kind of capture it. For the first time I probably have in a long time, I capture it. And it's one to watch. It's just like, it's so hard. It's so hard to ride and not pay attention to the road, because it's like you're involved in this amazing theatre of hills, water. It's incredible. It really is.
Well, it's like me. A lot of mine is along the same bit of road, because I'm normally on my way to my mum, you know. And normally when I go out on a bike, I'll pop over and see my mum, and then just go for a tootle around my mum's area and that lot, which are all the old roads I know. And some of them I really enjoy riding along. You know, it's like they're sort of fairly flowing. Even though I've got a little 125, you know. On a big bike, you probably won't be able to get the speeds down them, because how narrow some of them are. And I just enjoy them. You know, there is one road I'm going to go.
I very much enjoy watching all the scenery around all you guys' areas. You know, Simon included. It's very interesting for me. You know.
Yeah, because you see what it's like over here, sort of thing. You know,
it's
like when I watch yours rolling. So I enjoy. You know, some of the views you get over there.
Definitely,
fantastic.
Definitely, so there's nothing better than a coastline ride. I love that. See the fact. I've actually got one on my channel, and it's a Campbelltown run, and I'm riding to Campbelltown, and I've got the coastline on the right hand side from the start of the vlog all the way to the end, because I'm right on the west coast of Scotland, so I don't have anything other than the coastline. And the road, you know what it's like on a coast road rolling. It's like you've got a right, and you know it's going to be a left, and then it jinks a left. So it's a predictable flow, because it can't go right, because you've been in the water. So you know
that's it.
You know that there's a left coming somewhere, and it's the opposite of your.
I'm going to say, because where you and Lockwood are gouging near the coast, because of you know. Because obviously, Lockwood,
where Lockwood and I stay, I mean, Lockwood and I are probably about 20 miles away from each other, but we stay probably on the narrowest part of the whole of Scotland. So east and west coast, you've probably got about 50 miles, 60 miles, and you could be in the west coast right along that side, or the east coast all the way up the other side.
So. You see, I'm in the middle of the UK, so it's like, you know, 2 hours away from me for a coastal road. So all I can find is the nice twisty backcountry roads in there where I live.
I could honestly ride for about 5 hours constantly from southwest to northwest, with the coast on my left hand side. Quite easily.
Yeah, because like I say, around, you know, it's Simon, he's landlocked as such, aren't you? Because where you are, it's you know, it's difficult to get the coastal roads near us, you know. So I'm going to start doing a lot of the. Is that me cracking up? Not somewhat one. What's going off there? Is that me?
I didn't know whether that was my brain playing up or the computer.
I didn't know what that was then. But I'm going to try. You know, finding some of the twisted little back roads near us is some of the B roads rather than the A roads and that lot. And I know there is one road which I do want to go down on the bike, so I'll probably do a video of that. So
any road's a good road as long as you've got fuel in your tank. That's the way I look at it. It's like, don't be afraid to take it. It's like, because you're not lost, you just haven't been there yet. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of times, and I've been in the same situation myself, where I'm a wee bit apprehensive. I mean, like Matt, I obviously understand anxiety wise that it can be And I'm the same. It's like if I've never been somewhere before, I need to know where's
Oh,
this, where's that, and I need that all has to. I have to compartmentalize that in my head before I'll actually head out.
Trust me, there ain't many roads in my area I ain't been down in the car with. Let's put it that way.
So like, you've just got to get out and just ride it. It's like, where's this going to take me? Right? Shall I go a left or I go a right? I'm going to go a left this time. Just play it like a little game.
Do you guys do much riding in summer at night?
I've not ridden at night yet, funnily enough.
It's like
normally, the missus has come home from work, the kids have come home from school, so I'm normally out during the day while they're out, at school and college and work, and then get back in the evenings, sort of thing. So
quite a lot of the rides that I go on, like with my friends, we end up coming home in the dark, and I wouldn't say I was keen on it. Because like when you're in the middle of the Highlands, there isn't any there isn't any lampposts, there isn't any natural light, so you're relying on the headlights of the bike, and when you're coming up to a corner at bike speeds, when a corner's coming right on you and you're not sure how sharp it is, it can get unnerving, because you can scare yourself with the first corner into the second corner, cause the accident in the third, if you understand what I mean. So
saying that, how many times have you been into a corner that quick you found yourself rear braking quite a lot?
Yeah, pretty much all the
times.
You've misread it. You're like, oh shit, that's a bit steeper than I thought. You're on the rear brake.
Just lean it over a wee bit, turn in, look round the corner, back brake, just to
trail braking is good for that.
Because I've heard the Michigan, my old rust bucket bike, the headlights aren't very good on them, which is because a lot of people have swapped into LEDs. They've gone out and got LEDs for them because of the standard headlight. They reckon it's crap on them. So
I find my ZX lights really good.
It's like I don't have any complaints about the lights on. It's the same bike. What gen is yours, Rolly? Is it yours a Gen 1 as well?
Mine's Gen 1,
Are you pre ABS or you got ABS on yours?
No, pre ABS.
So you're the same as me then, because I'm a 2008.
Yeah, I wouldn't have one with ABS.
No, nor would I.
No, you can't. They're not the type of bike you want that kind of intrusion.
No.
I've ridden one with ABS, but I to be honest, I didn't get to a point where the ABS kicked in. But I was just too conscious of the fact that the ABS might kick in on me. I just took it super easy.
You're lucky you ain't got a bike with combined braking on.
No.
That's the only thing I wish that bike didn't have. That's the only thing I wish it didn't have, but because of the Euro 4 and Euro 5 regs, they don't put ABS on the Michigan, they put combined braking on the back brake.
Yeah.
And I'm still to this day, I'm 99% sure that's why I got thrown off the bike.
Yeah.
Because I caught the back brake and it locked the front up on me.
Well have. Yeah.
And just locked the front on me, and that's what threw me off of the chuffing thing.
Simon, what about the GTR? Have you ever got it to the stage where the ABS has assisted you or helped you out?
Yes. And the traction control.
Okay.
I think the traction control has actually stopped me coming off once. It was wet. I pulled off a roundabout. There was a car right up my arse. I gave it a bit, and I hit a bit of the banding in the road.
Right.
And the only reason I knew I hit the banding in the road was because the ABS light started flashing. I thought, why is that flashing? And then I realised it wasn't accelerating like it should.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the ABS light went off, and I saw down the road like a lunatic. But
see how you've got your ABS light that flashes like that.
Yeah, it's a bit like your ass.
My bumhole does that as well. Yeah. That's what mine does.
And I have had somebody pull out in front of me, and I've pulled both brakes, and I've pulled them that hard. I think if I didn't have ABS, I would have skidded and come off. But in my opinion, those two occasions that has saved me. The electronics has saved me on it.
That there's no argument in that, but and it's like I'm of the opinion. I don't know if Roland is as well, but I'm of the opinion that I would be fearful to become too reliant on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only come on me twice whilst braking and once that I'm aware of whilst accelerating, unless I've been deliberately tearing away like a lunatic, then I know it's going to come off, because if the front wheel starts to lift, the ABS, the traction control is going to kick in.
Because as long as it's dry in Scotland, I'll ride my bike, and in the winter and it's cold, obviously I can't accelerate as hard as I would do in the summer because the traction isn't there, obviously with the salt on the road. So when you feel the back end start to break away, it's just like a see when you do it that often, all it is, it feels like a little, Roland, you'll know yourself, just a little wave on your back end. You'll know that you're like, right, okay, that's where my limit is. That's where.
And if you hold it dead straight, you can floor it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
yeah, I mean, you can
style it out.
I don't break that hard or late into corners.
And you just sort of hit the front brake a little bit and just roll the throttle with your thumb. But with the ABS and traction control, it'd be interesting to have a go, but I'd have to, and probably, probably Zed's the same. I'd have to get it to the point where they both kick in, so I knew exactly what I could do, when I can do it, and how I can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been riding for a fair while, and I can sort of feel when a bike is sort of starting to lose it before the ABS and that kicks in anyway. And I'm probably rolling off, or I'm easing up on the brakes before it's actually kicked in, because I've been riding the bike now for 3 years and I've done nearly 50,000 miles. So I know the bike and how it feels. And, and I know when the tyres are worn and the tyres are good. And, I've learned all that with a bike, and I know when the brakes are getting low. And I even when I'm riding it, I'm like, the oil feels like it needs changing now, and I'll check the mileage, and it's about due. So I just.
Can you tell when the wife's wanting you back home as well?
No, that doesn't work. That's usually when the phone rings. There's a funny story on that. I got a brand new front tyre put on the bike one Saturday, and on Sunday I washed the bike and everything else, and I checked the weather and went, oh crap, look, it's going to be raining all day tomorrow. And I said, I've got a brand new tyre on the bike. I've literally done 5 miles home from the shop on it. It needs scrubbing in. She said, dinner ain't for a couple of hours. If you want to go out for a ride, go out for a ride. So I did. And then the phone rang while I was out for a ride and said, dinner's been ready for an hour. Where are you? I went, Swindon. Now, Swindon's a good 100 odd miles away. Now, the little tip for me was I should have turned back and headed home when I've refueled. But I didn't. I just kept going. It was one of them days. It was a really nice day. And I was exploring roads. That looks like a good road. I'll ride down there. No, it's no good. Come back. Take the next one. And that's what I was doing. I ended up in Swindon. Swindon from Milton Keynes is quite away.
Because you lot are on about the back brake business and that. I find, because that's got combined braking, on your CBT, you're meant to do, when you do slow speed, it's all on the back brake, innit? Mm-hmm. Problem is, you try doing it on that thing, it's a pain in the arse. You don't do a U-turn in the road.
Yeah, but my GTR's combined braking. And what it is the front brake's independent, but when you press the back brake, you get a percent front brake coming on. But if you're only lightly grazing the back brake, you get no front brake at all. It's only if you start putting heavier on the back brake, it then applies some front brake. But you can.
I don't know about that thing.
It's got an adjustment where you can adjust how it brakes. So the GTR.
That thing. As soon as you feather that back brake, it you can feel the front coming on as well.
I was amazed how nimble the ZZR is on the back brake when you're slow manoeuvring. It's absolutely
because I think a lot of people nowadays, when they do CBT, because a lot of the little 125s now are combined braking, they're going to find it a bit of a struggle, I think, unless it's the front brake does it, combines on the front rather than on the back. Because, like I say, I've tried doing some of the maneuvers on the CBT on that thing. And as soon as I touch that back brake at slow speed, I feel the front coming on. Yeah, you feel it start dipping.
You need to be lighter on the back brake and slip in the clutch more. That's what really helps it. Yeah,
it's probably because of my heavy boots. Me being a bit heavy footed.
It could be just a bit heavy on the back brake, which is applying extra front brake. Yeah.
Side of that, just a wee bit more clutch in it.
Brake.
Mm.
I rarely use my rear brake. I mainly use my compression and the clutch to do the braking for me.
Yeah, because I do a lot of engine braking on that. Going down the box towards junctions and that, just slightly on the front and use the engine braking on it. Slow me down on that thing. So, but it's all right. It gets me out.
Combination of two for me. Combination of two. Combination of using the engine braking and then using the brakes when I get slower and slower, unless I need to slow down quickly. So.
One of the very first incidents that I ever had on a motorbike was I was going down from Tyndrum to Loch Lomond, down from sort of northwest to where I stay, and it was kind of a sort of right, and then left again, and there was a dry stone wall on the left hand side. So engine braking into the left, engine braking into the right, and then when I come down to go engine brake into the left, I looked at there was a dry stone wall up the left hand side, and it kind of jutted out, and my eye caught it, and I grabbed the clutch. And you know what happens when you grab the clutch? The bike accelerates because you're not dragging the bike back. And because I was a new rider, I didn't understand why the bike was getting faster. So when I leant into the corner, I started to drift out the way before I had the presence of mind to slowly release the clutch again and the bike pulled back. But at that point, there was a Range Rover coming the other way. And I had kind of accelerated, so the bike was doing that. And the guy who I was riding with was right behind me. And I managed to accelerate in such a way that the bike just sat up and I shot off like a scalded cat. And he caught up with me and he pulled me onto the side and he's like looking at my legs. He's like looking at my feet. Are you okay? Are you okay? I said, I'm fine. He said, you hit that Range Rover? I said, I never touched it. And he said, and honestly, I could see the guy in the Range Rover doing that.
Yeah.
Because I was heading right for it. It was just one of those instances. And then I think the main thing about that I probably learned was I spent the next 2 months trying to understand what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Understand the mistake. I accepted the mistake straight away because I knew that I'd done something wrong. Automatically or instantly, I didn't understand what it was until my mate and I went over it and over it and over it. And he said, what did you do when you went into that left-hand corner? And I told him, and he said, that's what it was. It was, you grabbed the clutch. You lost the engine.
I've just realised how small that bike looks when I'm sat on it. It's like...
I don't know. It's a decent fella on it, though.
I know, but that's the reason why I like how big I look on that bloody bike. But that's the reason why I'm wearing the same shirt as well. That's the reason why I like it, because you see how I'm sat on that there. That's how I am when I'm riding it. So I'm naturally, my hands, I love the hand position on it. I just love the riding position on that thing. I just realised how big I look compared to the bloody bike.
The thing about it is like there's an engineering shop anywhere in the world that will recreate that riding position for you on any bike. If you know if you can sit next to an engineering shop and say, this is where I want my hands, they'll make bars that will get you.
Yeah. Because the other thing I like is those mirrors on it, them bloody mirrors there. I can't even see myself in them. They stick that far out. When I've got them adjusted, I can't even see my arms right. I've got a full view of the road behind me. And I've got into a bit of a bad habit of stop doing bloody shoulder checks because of those chuffing mirrors, because of how big they are. I've had to start doing my shoulder checks again because I have to remind myself rather than relying on the mirrors. But they're chuffing that big on that bike. The view behind you is fantastic. It really, really is. And I do like the little thing. Right, it's a good little bike. Because that is... there she is. Oh. Because that's Kira on it, and she likes it. She likes it because of the positioning.
She don't look quite so big on it.
No, she doesn't. She suits her. Whereas me, I just look like fucking big friendly giant sat on the chuffing thing, you know, or big fat bastard sat on the thing. Yeah. Well,
was it a picture of Yogi Bear on a push bike? That's what I got picturing yet.
Yeah, it's Yogi Bear on a little one of those little kiddie trike things. But it's a good bike. I love that bloody thing. I really do.
I know you do. I know you do.
For a little 125, I just don't know. It's the only bike when I was looking for a bike that I truly enjoyed. You know, when I went and sat on the chuffing thing, and that, and I like the style of it. Yeah, it's more laid back. It's not a bend over the petrol tank, kill yourself bike. You know, it's a laid back. It's my kind of riding style, just tootling along at my own speed, enjoying the countryside.
That's it.
I know it's only 125, but some of the roads I go down, the 50-mile-an-hour limits with cameras all the way bloody down them. Average speed cameras anyway, and that will do 50 quite easily.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are country lanes, so it's like you can't get the speed out of them. Yeah, you're probably getting to the corners quicker than me, but I'm probably still doing the same speed as you around the bends. Yeah, I'm just not breaking the net.
Yeah.
So, I might do a review on that. I know loads of people have done reviews on them, but I might do a review myself on my bike because I haven't done one yet. So
that's not a bad idea.
Well.
I was up in Tyndrum. It's like we class Tyndrum in Scotland. It's called the Green Welly Stop. You can Google it, and it kind of like all the main arteries from Scotland, all the big sort of runs that you can do on the bike, all you can congregate at the Green Welly, and you can go left, right, north, south. You can go anywhere in the low, come back to the Green Welly. And there was a couple of boys come in on the Himalaya, the Royal Enfield Himalaya.
Yeah.
And I've actually test rode that, and it's about a 300 and something or a 406 horsepower single cylinder bike.
Jesus.
And it's a lovely wee sort of, see, like a wee tourer. You can go off road on it, and it's got traction control and so on and so forth. But I actually rode it, and I kind of noticed it straight away. He had a new version of it, and I hadn't seen it before. And I said to him when he was riding, "Is that a Himalaya?" He said, "Aye." And I said, "That's a brilliant bike," and I loved it. See, like the startup, the digital startup, and everything on it was beautiful. It was like,
is that the Royal Enfield?
Yeah, it was so user friendly, and what I found with it was that when you were riding this bike, when you were going into corners, it encouraged you to carry a bit of speed. It carried the speed into the corners really, really nice. It had no power coming out of them, but it allowed you to take the power in, and that's the
Aren't
one
they
thing.
made in India now?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because I know. Yeah, because they what was it? They bought the rights, didn't they? Because I know they're big in India, aren't they? The Enfields.
So we've got a supplier local to myself.
Yeah.
I actually bought my ZZR 1400 from them. And the reason I got the test ride was Alistair phoned me, and he said, "I've got a Royal Enfield Himalaya sitting here that I need to put miles on," because obviously they, as a sort of they're sort of advert or endorsing Royal Enfield, they have to put X amount of miles on all the bikes. And he's like, take it and put miles on it for me, please. Do what you want with it. Give me it back in a couple of days. Which is what I did. And I didn't like it at first. And the reason I didn't like it was because, first of all, you're going from a 600cc and I was stepping down to a 400. Didn't understand the concept of it until I started understanding the concept of carrying corner speed. And once I carried corner speed, I didn't need speed on the straights because you had all the speed you needed. And it's a lovely bike. It really is.
See, what I like about that is people keep asking RevBomb what they're like at going up hills. And the thing I love about that is you have to use the gearbox. You know, you're not just sort of like sticking in the gear and, you know, the engine doing the power. I love that because you're having to use the gearbox. You're up and down gears all the time on the chuffing thing. You know, and yeah, I've got some hills near me where that thing, you get it in the right gear, it'll shoot up it just as quick as anything. You know, that's one thing I do love about
what's the top speed on those?
That probably about 70 downhill with the wind behind you, sort of thing. You know, I can go along dual carriageways. I've had mine up to 60.
First gear, Rolly.
Yeah, that'd be first gear for you guys. Yeah, that's me. That's me in fifth gear and 60. You know, and yeah, I've had mine up to 60. I think somebody's done about 71, 72 out of it.
Yeah,
you know, but I don't push mine.
I was only asking because it's chain driven, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you can play around with your gearing with the sprockets, and I thought if you had a bit more. If you had a bit more top end, you could hose some off and bring it down to the bottom end.
Down the bottom end, yeah, because I'm on the owners group for that bike on Facebook, you know, and the amount of people who start pissing around with it and then complain the following week that they've got a problem with it and all this lot because they've messed around with the chains and sprockets and started pissing around with this, that, and the other. And then the following week, they're going, oh, it's not doing this now, or it's doing this bike's a load of crap. And I'm like thinking, the only reason why it's a load of crap is because you're pissing around with it and not left it as stand. You know, leave it alone. Just service it and ride the chuffing thing.
If
you want more speed, do your full bike test, you know.
I passed my test in 2009. I bought a ZZR 600 E1. My first bike's a 1994. And knew nothing about the bike. So what do? You join an owner's forum.
Yeah.
And I basically stripped that bike and rebuilt it. And I got to the stage where I became a forum administrator on that forum and have been right up to about a year ago. Maybe a year and a half. And the reason being is like I progressed up to the ZZR 1400. Now, I would feel from 2009 to now that my knowledge of bikes and my knowledge of even Kawasaki's, because I've never had anything other than Kawasaki's, was quite good. To be told by people who started riding 2010, 2012, 2014 that what I'm doing is wrong. I just couldn't take it. And it's like
no, it just annoys me when they go out, they buy a 125 like that thing, and then complain that it's not fast enough, and they try and do things to make the thing go faster. And it's like, if you want a faster bike, do your full test and go out and buy a bigger bike. To me, you get something like that. Yeah, it's good to learn the basic maintenance on it and everything, but you're not going to get any, you know, unless you stick a 2-stroke road tax bloody 125 carton engine in it, you're not going to get any more speed out of the chuffing thing, you know.
No.
And it's like, all what I do with that is wash it, chain lube it, check the oil, and make sure it's bloody all right, and make sure the chain tensions is all right. So what I do with it, you know, and I put the saddlebags on it, and I put those handguards on, which I broke off when I came off the bike, which are now being removed. But that's all what I've done to it.
There's two. There's like see like bike forums. Now they are useful and they can be useful, and I would not, because I've ran one, I wouldn't slate them and for the world.
Oh no, I've got nothing against the forum. It just winds me up when you see people get a bike like that and then do stuff to it, and then 2 weeks later complain it's rubbish.
There's two questions that I would ask on a bike forum, and you could sit back and watch the fireworks. One, what tires do you use? Two, what oil do you put in it? And I would sit back and I would just go.
Yeah, you see that. I found that handy because somebody was checking his valve clearance, wanted to know what the valve clearance was on the bike. Nobody in the forum could answer him. So he actually rang Lex Motor up and they told him, and he actually put it on the forum.
Yeah.
You know, for stuff like that, brilliant. But if you're going to modify the bike, and then 2 weeks later complain that the bike's a load of rubbish because of the mods you've done to it, then put it back to factory. You know. Yeah, and get a bigger bike or do you full license?
If you're going to modify a bike and then after that find that you've done something wrong and you've got a complaint about it, you shouldn't even be getting into modifying bikes.
Modifying the bike, no. It just winds, but the problem is obviously because it's a 125, a lot of them are like 17-year-olds, youngsters, you know. And I think because I'm the mature rider, you know, like I say, do the basic maintenance on it, check the oil, get the old motor oil for it, which is what Lex Moto recommend. You know, and I just keep it as it is, came out the crate, and just tootle around on it quite happily as it is. I sometimes sit there thinking, you've got the wrong bike.
Yeah.
You want
how many kilometers have you done on it now?
Would you believe it? It's 2 years old, and I've done about 350 miles on it because I don't use it for long runs. I tootle around local on it.
Right.
You know, it's my, when I'm feeling down or sort of feeling rough, I'll jump on that and just go for a tootle around local and stop at like a cafe by the river or something like that, you know, and have a cup of coffee and then tootle back home, you know, and tootle around the countryside near me. You know, the furthest I've done was Matlock Bath in a day, and that was 60 miles because it was 30 miles there and 30 miles back. That's the furthest I've been on the thing. Because I don't.
That's a rundown of the local shop for me.
No, but, you know, that's the furthest I've done a run out on it because I don't, like I say, it's my escape.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just happy riding around locally rather than going, because I wouldn't want to do a distance on that thing. You know, especially, you know, dual carriageways on that. Bloody hell, I went to Matlock Bath and we're on a dual carriageway there, the A38 on that thing, and I'm sat there doing 55 mile an hour. You know, I've got bloody lorries flying past me and everything, and it's like, you know, get me back on the old A roads and B roads, you know, and away from the bloody heavy traffic.
You could come up to Scotland and do 200 miles in a day and not even hit anything like a dual carriageway.
Yeah, you know, but like I say, that is my. If I'm having a rough day, I'll get my gear on, jump on that thing, go out for a couple of hours, probably pop over, see my mum, have a coffee with her, then go for a tootle around locally, and then come back home on it.
That's brilliant, mate. I appreciate that. That's fantastic that you can do that.
That's the kind of riding I do on it. That's what I use it for. Because I know when I go on that thing, I'll come back, and for 2 weeks after just being out on it for a couple of hours, I'll be buzzing. Yeah. Because of the feeling it gives me, you know, and the enjoyment to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why I got the chuffing thing.
I've said it time and time again. It's like my ZZR's my reset button. If I'm having a tough,
I haven't got it for speed.
No, it's like
no.
I think you misunderstand like where I'm coming from in the sense. About like everyone says, "Oh, you ride the ZZR 1400. You must like the no." Listen,
I know where you're coming from.
The speed's a byproduct of the bike. Yeah, it's not. It's like it's only as fast as my right wrist wants it to go, be. Yeah. And some days I want it to go as fast as it can bloody go. There's some days that I'll chill out and I'll ride. I'll overtake it. I'll overtake anything that comes in my way, but I'll be back in and I'll be back down to a safe speed and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
but it just is. It's just bikes are a reset button. Bikes when you've had a crap week at work, when people are riding you just hating what's going on in your life and whatever. If you sit on a bike, you're quiet, you're alone. It's just you, the environment. You go out there, you ride, you sit and have your coffee, you listen to the waves beating into the shore. There is nothing that a psychiatrist could do to you that could do that to you.
Get the same feeling.
Exactly, 100%.
I put my Senna back onto the helmet, and I've used it once with the radio on, and I'm actually going to take it off because I prefer riding it without having the music on or anything. Because I had it on low volume, so I could hear everything around me and that. But I thought, nah, I'm going to take it out. You know, I'm going to take it off because what I do with my phone is got a phone holder on the handlebars.
Yeah.
Put my phone in there, put it on bloody flight mode, close the case on it, and go. You know, it's just there rather than it being in my pocket.
I've got my Senna on my helmet, and when I'm not using I've got my GoPro Hero 4 and I've got a Senna GP10 headset Bluetooth, so the two of them communicate. If I'm recording on the Senna for my vlogs, I don't do it. But if I'm riding myself, what I do is I've got my phone and I've got Spotify set up. I have certain riding moods. If I want a calm ride, if I want a spirited
fast
ride
or whatever,
I've got fast music, slow music. I've got music for every mood. And it's like sometimes if I'm on a spirited ride, there's a lot of heavy metal in there, I must admit. And it's good. See when you're listening to music and the traffic ties in with the music you're listening to. There's nothing better. There is nothing better.
I don't know. I might leave it in. I might take it. It's like I had the radio on, like I say, probably once or twice, and I don't know. It just might be me because it's like I'm a bit like it in the car. Because sometimes I won't have the radio on in the car. You know, I just find it a bit of an extra distraction sort of thing, and I just sort of like don't have. And then other times I'll be in the car and you can hear me coming from about 3 miles down the road. You know, because I've got everything cracked up full. But like I say, I just get on that thing and I just go out for the ride. I just enjoy pootling along at my own speed, and that's why I'm happy just tootling around on the thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I know you guys
ride your own ride.
Yeah, well, that's it. Everybody rides differently. You know, you ride for your own reasons, but for me, that's my escape. That makes.
I'll tell you, listening to music while you're riding, and what Zed said about it depends what track's on. One of the worst tracks to ever be listening to while I'm riding is Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. Because every car that overtakes got to be another one that's bitten the dust. And I'm just going for it, and then you go, oh, I better roll off.
Can't get that way. Can't get that way. You're like,
well, I say,
skip the tracks.
Yeah. No, not this one. Not there.
Well, like you say, everybody rides differently and they ride for their own reasons. And like I say, that is my happy place.
Matt, see, like up in Scotland, as I say, like we've got a lot of 125 friendly roads in the sense that we're not taking. We can do a journey from kind of the central belt of Scotland right the way into like any videos that you want to watch of mine that I'm out by Loch Lomond or wherever it is that I'm. That's all 125 friendly. So
because the problem is I've also noticed as well is with a lot of the sort of biker clubs and that lot down here is if you're on a 125, they're not very 125 friendly.
No,
a lot of them won't. You know,
but
if you find out on a 125,
well, that's what I'm going to say to you. Every guy that I ride with, it's like if I was to invite you out, for a ride out, I would make sure that somebody was in front of you. I would be behind you. I'm sitting on a 1400cc bike, and I'd be sitting behind you, making sure you're okay. And that's the difference.
Like my mate. It's like my mate with his MT-09. He had that S1000, John. You know, I went with him to Matlock Bath, you know, and he was in front of me and I was following him. Yeah. And I said to him, I says, don't forget, I'm not a pocket rocket.
Yeah.
You know, I can only, fastest this thing can lose about 55, 60. Yeah. And he's like, right, okay. And he stopped at that speed, you know, and he's one of these people who will stick at your speed because he's like me. He enjoys the riding, not the speed factor. Yeah. He got his license when you just drove down the road, turned around and came back and they went, there you go, you know, sort of thing. And he's all right with that. But a lot of the clubs have found they're not very 125 friendly around here.
Yep. It's like what we do is like we'll organise a ride out and there could be 1000cc right down to 125 and somebody will lead the ride. And it's usually like a competent rider will lead the ride. They know the route. but the person at the back knows the route as well. But
Yeah.
they'll maybe be about 3 or 4 bikes behind this, what we would class as the slowest rider. Now, if any of the 3 at the back wanted to just go and overtake and go for a wee run, they can go for a run. And what they do is they usually go so far, they'll pull in, let the group catch up, and then they'll pull in at the back, and then one of the other 3 at the back, they'll take off and they'll have their wee. So nobody's losing. Nobody loses out.
I've done quite a lot of group ride outs, which you've got all abilities, all CCs, and everything else. And if I take a group out and it's 10 or more bikes, what I do is if I'm leading, I've usually got my favourite person I like to stick at the back, and he's usually my friend Ian, who's got this great big Indian thing, which is quite noticeable by everybody. So he's my tail gun. I'm at the front, and what I tell everybody to do is I'm going to use a corner man system.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll go. We'll go tearing off at whatever speed we want, and everybody rides at whatever speed they're comfortable at. And whoever's behind me, when we get to a junction, we're going to change direction. They wait, and they wait until Ian's caught them up, and then they carry on. And it's only when I run out of bikes behind me, I have to stop. But then that satisfies the guys that want to ride fast.
Yeah.
And the guys that want to plod along, they can keep up and they can feel part of the group as well. And the tail gunner, he's always happy to wait behind. And everybody else. And he's got my number. I've got his number. So if anything happens, he can ring me. And I can have bikes stretched out over miles.
Well, there's a big group up here called Midland Riders. Now, they've got an app and all that lot, and I look on it. And most of the ride out say that it's like not 125 friendly, not 125 friendly. And it's like,
oh, well, that's pretty rude.
You know, it's like, when you're going to do a 125 friendly one, you know what I mean? Because it's like not all of us.
You find a lot of these bike groups with big bikes, they don't want the 125s with them because they want to go off and blat around. That's simple as.
Yeah,
but you will find there are groups that will do rides like we do. I do the Salad Dodgers run, which is on a Saturday. Usually, I haven't done one yet this year, but I will start doing them. And when I open up it to our Facebook group, there's 150 members in it. I'll get 10 or 15 turn up, and I don't know whether some of them are going to be on 125s, some of them are going to be on R1s. I don't know. So until that all happens and they turn up, that's when we decide what we're going to do. Now, if I turn up and then 2 people on 125s turn up, I'll say, well, you don't want to go 60 miles for breakfast, do you? So we'll change where we're going to. We'll go somewhere else. We'll have a nice, easy bimble round. Yeah. I'll keep an eye on you and my mirrors. And if I get to a junction, I'm changing direction and you've been caught behind a car or whatever because I've overtaken, I'll wait for you. And I've done that before now, you know. So
that's why
there are groups out there that will do it for you.
Yeah,
there are groups out there.
It makes me laugh because sometimes I wish I was down your bloody lot's neck of the wood because I'd be joining every bloody weekend, you know. On the jumping.
I mean, we did an advanced Rosper ride once with a 125 with us.
Yeah.
So you know, we did a ride out for the work with the advanced riding group, and we had a 125 with us. Now he could he could only do about 60. And so when we got to the dual carriages and that, we just held the speed back. And if we started pulling away from him, there was obviously somebody at the back. Right. If we started pulling away too much, we all just rolled off and just let him catch up.
Because it's just annoying, you know. It's like sometimes I think to myself, start a bloody local 125 group up, Nottingham. Then it's all the hassle of bloody running it. You know what I mean?
It's a hassle of running
group.
Yeah, and the thing about it, I think the hassle of a 125 group is it's going to constantly change because people are passing their test and moving on. So there's a fast turnover of people. So you're
not only that, you're going to get a lot of the kids on the bikes that want to hoon around on 125.
You're not going to get a consistent and
what's
stable
the maximum
group.
you can go on a learner bike there?
125.
125. Yeah.
Oh, 125. Wow.
Yeah.
But not all 125s because it's restricted. Was it 35 horsepower? Is that right?
I can't remember what it is.
So you're restricted to 35 horsepower. So
this is the thing with Lex Motos. You look at like their LXRs, which are the sports ones. They'll leave that thing standing.
Yeah.
Because.
That's because it's geared differently and it's pocketed differently.
Yeah. You know, designed for speed. You know, I've pulled up at lights before and then a fellow 125 next minute. It's been a sports bike, and he's just left me standing at the lights.
See
because
to be
of
quite,
what it is.
But see, to be quite honest, Matt, just looking at your bike just now, you're probably better situated for stepping up on bike because of the riding position is more suited to a bigger bike. It's just a big bike with a small engine. That's what I look at when I look at your bike. That's what I see.
It's quite a surprising little. If you look at that, the Michigan, have a look at the photos on it. It looks like a bigger bike.
Yeah,
oh, it does.
You know, when you look at it, it looks bigger. You wouldn't think it was a 125. Yeah. You know, the back tire's nice and fat on it. It's got a skinny front on it. You know, and it looks bigger than a 125. You know, and it's got quite a bit of weight behind it as well. You know, for what it is, it's quite a big chunky bike. But it doesn't look like a 125. You know, it's only because of the L plates on it. You know, it's a 125. Yeah, and it's like I've had people staring at it and they've gone, "What is it?" And I'll tell them, and they go, "Well, it's a 125. Yeah, it's a 125. That's why I've got L plates on." You know, it's like I went to that bike meet at the Robin Hood in Lamley, and there was a couple of the guys there on 125. They were like looking at my bike, going, "You got L plates? Did I want to?" Yeah, and they were going, and one of them was going, "That looks familiar." He goes, "You've seen the Sinister Hoodlum?" Because you hear me mention about the Hoodlum on the video. And I went, "Yeah." I goes, "Same bike." You know, and he'd seen the Sinister one, but the only difference is that's got spoke wheels and a bloody noisy exhaust on it. Toro bloody racket where you near the earplugs exhaust on it. And it was like, "Really? That's a 125? Yeah, it's a 125. That's why I got L plates on it." And even he said it looked bigger, you know, it looks bigger than what it is, you know, for what kind of bike it is. But like I say, they'd seen the Sinister Hoodlum and they hadn't seen the Lex Moto version of it. And I went, "Yeah, the Lex Moto version's got standard exhaust and billet wheels on it. You know, it's a lot quieter." Because I know Exeter Rider did the Hoodlum, and one of his complaints was the noisy exhaust on it. If you watch his video, he says about the Toro exhaust on it.
Yeah.
And it's got spoke wheels on it. That's the only difference. And they charge you nearly $1,000 more for that. You know, it's like, you know, I'll stick with that thing.
Roland, what's the legislation for learner riders in Oz?
I was going to say that. What's that in Oz?
You're allowed up to 650cc.
Bloody hell!
Right off the bat, you can learn on a 650.
Wow,
650. And if you're a fully pledged car licensed driver, once you've taken the learner's test, you can pretty much go for your main license at any time.
Okay.
But if you don't have a car license or you're under 18, you have to be on an L plate for 12 months.
Okay.
You still do P plate?
Yeah, we do. Plate. Yeah, we do. We have a P plate as well.
Plate as well. Yeah.
And in your honest opinion, do you think it's adequate?
It works here. We don't have much of a problem with it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why they restricted us down to 125s is because there was too many kids at the age of 17 going out getting 250s and killing themselves on them. And that's why they clamped down on the CBT, didn't they?
In all honesty, Matt, I think the bike manufacturers had a little foot in that as well, because some of the 250cc's that they were producing were just as powerful as the 5 and 600s at the time.
Yeah, because there were 2 strokes, weren't they, in that lot? Because that was the problem. There was no, over here, we have to do the CBT, which is compulsory bike training. And then you do your Mod 1, Mod 2. Mod 1, I think that lets you up to, what is it, 400, is it? Is it 400 or 600?
No, you do your Mod 1, you're still restricted on the 1.
You're still at 125, it's Mod 2.
You still are?
Yeah.
You're still restricted to 125 on Mod 2?
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't know that. I
thought you ride a 600 or a 650 motorcycle, depending on the horsepower, for your Mod 1 and Mod 2, but on your own, on the road, you're still only legally allowed to ride a 125 until you pass your Mod 2.
Yeah, because I did a direct
more.
I did direct access, so I did the first part of that. I did the CBT on a 125. I did probably 6 lessons on a 125 for my Mod 2. I did 4 lessons on a Suzuki Van, which was like it's like your own, Matt. It's like a bigger version of a 125. Then I went up to a Kawasaki ERF 5F, I think it was, or a 6F, I can't remember. So I did my test. Yep, I did my test on that. So when I fully got my Mod 2, I was it was the A2 or the whatever 1 license or whatever it was. I was allowed to ride whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that. I always thought if you did the Mod 1, you could sort of like ride up to something like a 400cc or something like that.
Depends. It's like, I think that's age dependent as well.
Well, I'm an old fart, so
I think
I got my license.
I think under under a certain age. If you were to ask me what it was, I couldn't tell you what the age, but there's a certain age that if
you under 21, I think you're restricted on an A2.
Yep.
Between 21 and 24, you're restricted on an A1. Over 24, you go for full cat A.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's like I knew that you were restricted on an age thing, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to remember it, but when I used to do it, and I'm pretty sure that's it. But don't forget, before you do your Mod 1, you've got to do your theory test and pass that as well.
That's the other thing, your theory and your other perception. Like I said, I jokingly the other night did the theory test without even reading the highway code for the motorbike bike and still passed it. And that was without even reading the highway, the up-to-date highway code.
Do you know one of the questions I actually got on my theory test when I went in to sit it? And it was, what is the maximum width of trailer?
Motorcycle trailer,
that you can tow with a motorbike?
500 mil.
That was the question I got, and I'm like,
500 mil, isn't it? Something like that.
What's the question?
What is the maximum width of a trailer you can tow with a motorbike? That was the question in my theory test.
So what's the answer to that?
I think it's about 500 mil.
I put it was a meter. I think 1.5 meters and something else, and I think I put 1.5 meters, but it was a meter.
Oh,
I'm sure it was a meter.
I thought it was 500 mil.
I was like, it's like I'm not going to know that. It's like that was one of the I learned everything else, but a trailer. I was like, who's towing a trailer on a motorbike? Who's doing
You'd
that?
be surprised. There's quite a few do it.
I know people that tow caravans with their bike.
Oh no,
no,
not
I. Do that over it.
Not I. Have you googled it, Simon? Have you googled it? Do you know that? What's it? Have you got the answer?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to Google it now.
I Google it.
I'm sure it's 500 mil.
I'm wrong, but I thought it was a meter. I'm sure.
I know you lot are probably going to go to me. Just go out and do your big bike. But there's one thing I keep looking at, and I keep saying this, and Simon's going to kill me in a minute. Is the Piaggio MP3 3-wheeler, 2 wheels up the front, 1 at the back.
Yeah,
you can ride it on a car license, full car license.
As long as you put spaces in the wheels,
they do a 500cc like tour version of it, and I keep looking at them. I'm so tempted.
What you got to check is the wheels are over a certain width, because once they're over a certain
that one
width,
you can. That one you can,
but you have to check make sure they are.
Because, they were the original people to do it. If you look at the Piaggio MP3, they did originally the 300cc, and now they do a 500cc with like a tour pack on it. And unlike the Yamaha Tri-City, which you still have to ride on a full bike license because the wheels aren't far enough apart, you can ride it on a car license, and it's got a reverse and a handbrake. Would you believe it? It's an automatic twist and go job. Looks like a scooter sort of thing. And I keep looking at them.
I honestly wouldn't ride a bike that feels like a car. I just wouldn't do it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't though.
It's got too many wheels.
Yeah, but if you look on
my
YouTube,
eyes, sorry, but it does.
Yeah. Well, if you look on YouTube and look at the people who reviewed them, who are full bike license holders, and they've ridden it, they've actually said,
"Was that right?" I was
right.
Yeah,
well, he was right. Yeah. I was sure it was only half a meter. I don't know why, but there you go.
Yeah.
I got it right.
Yeah, if you look on YouTube at the reviews on the bike, and there's actually people out there who've got the full bike license, ride proper motorbikes.
No, I've seen the Yamaha Nikan as well. It's like I get the whole thing, but it's just it's not for me.
Too many wheels. Yeah,
it just isn't for me.
But I don't know whether it's because it's probably my fear of doing the exam and doing all that crap.
But is it the fear of getting into a corner and not having the grip, or is it because because if you've not got the grip, you've not got the grip. Whether you've got 3 wheels or whether you've got 2, it's you've got more grip. Don't get me wrong, but
the problem is with my medical conditions, I get memory loss.
Yeah.
And sometimes, Tina will tell me to do something and she'll text me the following day and go, don't forget to do this, and I've forgotten it. So the factor of having to do like the theory test and the hazard perception and going through all the mod 1, mod 2, to me, it's a bit of I'm probably going to struggle a bit with it. Whereas, because I've got my full car license and I'm all right in the car, and I don't get the memory loss when I'm in the car. It's weird. I think that's one reason why I keep looking at them, because I know I've got my full car license and I know I can get a trike, an unrestricted trike, because of when I pass my test. And because they're classified as a trike and they come with a reverse gear and a handbrake and whatever, and I'm still getting that same freedom as a bike, because they're not that much wider, I keep looking at them.
Mark, see, at the end of the day, my personal opinion on it, it's whatever works for you. See if that's what works for you. That's brilliant. See if it gets you out on the road and you enjoy it. That's what works for you, and I appreciate
because the other thing as well is the thing is because it's got the 3 wheels. Do you know when you pull up at traffic lights, you don't actually technically have to put your feet down, because it's got a little button on it what you press and it locks the suspension upright.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you twist the throttle, it unlocks the suspension again and off you go. And off you go. Because I know Yamaha, they did one.
Yeah.
And I know the wheels, I'm not sure if it's the Nike or the Tri-City. But I know the wheels aren't far enough apart to be classified as a trike, like the Piaggio MP3. And I do like the MP3. I keep looking at it and I'm thinking, I like that. And I've done the Tourer one with it's got the top box on the back, and a bit more storage on it. And I keep thinking, I quite like that. It's just me. I'm just into weird, unusual looking things, hence the fact I drive around in a weird and unusual car. The Nissan Cube. It's a weird and unusual car. It's just my kind of, I like looking at the weird and unusual vehicles out there rather than the normal one.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it, Simon. When you look at them, if you ever Google and have a look at one, they look like a scooter, but they're a weird and wonderful piece of kit, and it's like something I just keep looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, anything that keeps you out on the road, anything that keeps you happy, anything that
because I'd still put all my bike gear on it, even though I don't have to.
Fantastic.
I
don't have an issue.
I'm not technically. It's classified as a trike, so you don't need to wear a helmet or anything on it.
It doesn't matter what it's classified as. You're still out there and you're still doing your thing, and that's cool. You know what I mean, it's like there's too many people. There's too many people get hung up. It's like the whole Nikan thing. It's like I bet there's a lot of guys out there that would have loved to have bought that thing. That the stigma behind it.
Yeah,
people step back from it.
Yeah,
Yamaha probably took such a hit on that bike. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, because like I say, the Tri-City thing, I think it was a Tri-City they did. And I know the wheels weren't far enough apart to be classified as a trike. I can't remember which one that was, but Paul's put the trike. Yeah, I think Niken's very fun to ride. But yeah, which one's that? That's it. But to do that with a top box on the back of it, Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look at it, it's got two wheels at the front. Yeah, it looks weird. It's liquid cooled. They do it up to 500cc. Loads of storage under the seat. I'd say it's got a handbrake on it in reverse gear. You've got combined braking on the foot on the right hand side. And you've got your individual, left, right braking on the thingy. And like I say, it's an automatic. But I quite like them. But I'm into weird and unusual. Zed's probably laughing his head off at the minute now.
No. I've never seen one of them.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's a great looking. It's a great look. It's a big moped. Yeah. But like I say, they originally did the 300cc, and they're fetching out the 500cc, and they do like a Tourer one now with top box on the back and that for more storage, and that, and it's more with the top box on for the passenger. That one had got the backrest on, if you notice what Simon's here, but the backrest is on the back of it. Yeah.
It's the Nikan.
Yeah.
That's the Yamaha Nikan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see how leaning it over still. Yeah. And it's just...
It actually gives surprising stability in the corners because of the two front wheels at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird, but I like them. I think they're weird and wonderful. And if you've got a car license,
Yeah.
Roland, what's it like in Oz for like bike groups? Like, do you have like obviously you've got all this hog riders in America and stuff like that. It's like in the UK, it kind of tends to be there isn't as much. That's what I would say. We don't have, I would say, a lot of MCs. There's a lot of MCCs in that sense. What's the sort of situation in Australia in that regard?
We got there's various groups, and they're probably similar to everybody else all over the world. In the way they're sort of structured, but I don't know. There's also a fair contingency of just groups of friends that just go out and ride and do their own thing.
Yep.
And that's probably the biggest thing. I mean, we're not that big into the club scene here with the whole like the Americans with the way they sort of structure everything, and it's almost they consider it like a way of life and all that sort of stuff, and they're pledging an allegiance to their club and this, that, and the other, and all that sort of rubbish. No, we just I'm in a Facebook group that's for over 50s, and if someone wants to go for a ride, they just post up where they're going to start from, what time they're going to head off, and where they're going, and whoever wants to join. The thing I would say here that's different to probably most other places is when there's a group ride, it's just a natural rule that whatever order you start off in is where you stay.
Yeah.
There's a lead and a tail rider, and they've always got comms. And if anybody's got a problem along the way, it's left hand up or hazard lights on, and the whole group is over.
That's a lovely etiquette there. It's a lovely etiquette.
And everyone's cool with that. And if someone wants to go tear-ass and off, that's fine. On a good stretch, they can overtake the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
If they know where they're going, that's fine. If not, we'll see them stopped at an intersection.
Yeah. Yep.
But when we're in group rides, I'm beyond happy to be right at the tail, to be the tail gunner.
Yep. I'm the same. It's like I was saying to Matt, it's like if he was in a group ride and he was a 125, I'd be at the back. I'd sit and make sure he's safe. I'd sit out, protect him. I've got a big bike. I've got nothing to prove at the end of the day because I could overtake everybody if I wanted to, and I choose not to. In certain days, I probably will, but most days I won't because it doesn't need to happen. We've got a Facebook group round Maui, and it's got right now. They've got a group ride that they're anticipating and doing this weekend, and they're expecting, and I'll take this slowly, in excess of 600 bikes, and I just will not go near it.
No,
that's crazy. They're at the stage. Sorry, Matt. They're at the stage where they're asking permission from the police if it's okay if they can do it. The police have turned around and said, "We can't stop you. Thanks for letting us know, but we can't stop you from doing it. We can see what you're doing because you're an open Facebook organization. We can see it. We know that you're doing it, but we can't stop you from doing it." Yeah. But I just think that becomes too much.
Yeah, I went out with my brother once when he got that Yamaha dragster thing on. It was like a owners group meet for them all, and a massive amount of them. And I find with a big bike group meets, an accident's always guaranteed to happen. You know, and that happened on that day while we were out. You know, it was a couple. I think a car pulled out on them or something, and they came off. And luckily enough, they were both all right, and a bit of damage to the bike, but they were both okay. And I don't like the big bike ride outs.
That's one of the main concerns, that the people who actually organise the meet and are in control of the Facebook group actually are there. In such a quandary just now, and they're a victim of their own success because the people who are running the group are fantastic people, and they're actually they've opened a biker cafe, and the biker cafe relates to the Facebook page, and it all ties in, and it just so everyone basically bought into not the group, them as people. They're lovely people. And so now when they post on the Facebook page that they're going on a ride, 600 bikes. 600 bikes at their cafe, 600 bikes leaving the cafe, going on the ride, coming back to the cafe. And now they are conscious of the fact that they've got 600 souls that they need to make sure leave safely.
When you get to that side, you need more.
And that's and that's the whole. That's their issue. That's
because like I say, with these big meets as well, it only takes like that car pulled out on them, and it's like, how can you miss like 400-500 bikes coming down the bloody road?
and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I used to do the Ace Cafe toy run in London every Christmas, and there's always 100 and something bikes and 150 bikes down there for that, and they got marshals and everything else. And I went about 3 years running, and for 3 years running, there was an accident where one bike ran into another bike, and I said, you know what, I ain't going anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it's marshalled and it's organised and everything else, some idiot have run into another one because he's not paying attention. You're riding all that close together, and you don't know any of them. Or how they ride or react or anything like that. And I might have to stop and get taken out by someone behind me that's not watching.
My older brother retired from the police force this year. Served his 25 years, and when he moved from our house up to Aberdeen, where he now stays, I used to visit him at Christmas time. So I used to go on a bus and travel up to Aberdeen on Christmas Eve. And my brother, 9 times out of 10, was on duty when he picked me up at the bus stop or the bus terminus. And obviously at Christmas time in the UK, what's the one thing that police officers are doing? It's drink driving.
Yeah.
So he was in a high-speed pursuit car, and he was the second, and he sat in the passenger seat. He was the corroborator. He corroborated the evidence of the driver. That's basically what he did. And he picked me up at Aberdeen in a police car, and we were travelling from Aberdeen to Mintlaw, which is maybe 30 miles outside of Aberdeen, and we were in a fully marked police car getting overtaken by other cars. You know, it's like, I couldn't believe it. It's the first time I've ever seen it. The first time I've witnessed it. I'm sitting there as a pedestrian, just like, and like there's cars like we were doing national speed limit, and I must say it was the national speed limit, and these cars were 80, 90, 100 miles an hour going past us.
Yeah.
And it's like, did they not see you? Like, nope, they don't. Nope. That's just it.
Yeah.
They don't see. We were fully police lights and everything, and like obviously they weren't on, but fully marked car, and they never saw anything. It's crazy.
Well, as Simon saying with the Ace Cap, me and my brother used to do the you've seen the picture of me in the rabbit suit on my brother's bike. We did the Christmas toy runs and the Easter egg runs.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, the group what runs that had actually got the police escort involved, and they've got escort riders as well. So it's like you come up to the lights, and the lights will be on red, but there'll be a police bike blocking the traffic.
Yeah,
and he's waving you all through. You know, he's waving everybody through because it was police outriders and everything on them. They were really well organised.
Yeah,
you know, and everybody did behave on them.
We have a couple of runs during the year, and they are it's like MCC organised. They are charity runs. A lot of them. One of them's Stress Less, which is like ex-servicemen with PTSD. So we go.
Yeah, we got one similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's obviously there's a lot of ex-servicemen that come out of the military, and they find themselves in MCCs because they like the regimentation, and I have no issue with that. 100% no issue with that. So whatever organisations they find themselves in, that's the organisations that run these group rides, and I have never in a group ride with these guys stopped at a roundabout, traffic light or otherwise, because they control the whole ride from start to finish. It's done in a safe manner. Under no uncertain terms must you outstep the rules and regulations that they have laid down, and you're fully aware of it before you set off. But you know that when you go on a ride with these guys, it's going to be in a safe and controlled manner, and that's what I like. Well organised.
Yeah, that's what I liked about those, is because they'd have they get everybody around, and they'd be there with tannoy, basically telling everybody what to do and what not to do, and if you do that, then you're out. You know, we don't want to see you again, sort of thing.
Yeah. So they would basically have a lead rider, and they would have a rider who would sit at the back, and they had a rider, and he basically sat between the two. So basically, he covered the corners. He would go to the front, and he would go ahead of the lead rider, and he would sit at the next junction, and he would basically wait for the lead rider to go by. And as soon as the lead rider went back, he would wait for the tail rider. And when the tail rider came up to him, he would leave, the tail rider would sit, and then he would catch up with the lead rider. And that's the way they done it. It was a 3-man team. Yeah. And they said, if you go out with us, in any way, if the guy who's going in between the riders, if you come out and you ride with him, I said you'll be off the ride. We'll take you off the ride.
But like I said, the ones up near us are normally police are involved in it, so we get a lot of, there'll be cop car at the front stopping the traffic, and there'll be outriders, and there'll be a cop car at the back, with blue flashes on. Because those are massive when they take place because, like I say, the biking community talk about coming together for anything. You know, you look at some of the pictures of the Easter eggs all piled up, all the toys and whatever. You think flipping out.
I know. It's like that's the part of biking that the community doesn't hear. It's like it's in Scotland. It's like see when April time, it's all in the news. Biker down, biker, and I don't even like saying the words, but what it is possibly somebody who stopped riding in September that hasn't ridden all the way through the winter, that steps on a bike and thinks they can still ride it the way he did. He or she, I'm not saying
6
just
months ago,
thinks they can ride it the same way as they did in September. They haven't ridden for 6 months. Their timing's out. They're feeling the bike's out. The tyres are a year old, or 6 months older. The bike is maybe not dialed in. They're certainly not dialed in, and they get themselves into a situation, and it's unfortunate. But the general public, that's all they see, and that's all they hear.
Yeah,
they don't know
how many times.
But they don't know about the bikers' Easter egg runs. They don't know about the Christmas runs. They don't know about all the charity runs that bikers do. They just see it was a biker speeding. He was doing something wrong. He or she.
Yeah, they always blame the biker.
Oh, they were doing this wrong. They were doing that. They don't know that a car maybe pulled out in front of them and the car was in the wrong. They don't know that. Yeah. They don't care. They just hear biker crash. Must have been their fault.
Yeah.
It's like there's been one near me just recently. Bloke got killed, basically, biker, and it's like you read some of the comments on the news article on Facebook, and it's like speeding, and like this, and it's like no, he weren't, there's probably more to it than what you think, but they all automatically jump on the bandwagon and assume that we're speeding,
They do indeed.
Because they see biker, they see biker and they think, oh, but who's speeding? It could be a bloke like me on a 125 what's not capable of doing about, only goes about as fast as 50 miles an hour,
And how many of us have heard, I didn't see you. Sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah, Smidsy. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you. Yeah.
I didn't see you. Like like the video I was telling you about, I didn't have the memory card in my camera. This girl, it was a girl, and I always remember it. I was going third exit. I was totally leaned over, and because I knew I was going right round the roundabout to the third exit, and then I was coming out to the left. I'm watching her, and I saw her front wheels move.
You get a sixth sense, don't you?
No, my instructor always told me, don't look at their eyes, look at the front wheels.
Look at the wheels. Yeah, that's what mine told me.
The wheels will tell you what the car's going to be doing, not their eyes, because they might be looking at you, but they don't see you. So I was looking, and I had to pull my bike so hard to actually get round the front of her, and the look on her face, she clearly didn't see me, and I know she didn't, because what I did is when I knew that I was safe, I actually followed her, and I came up behind her, and I must say I approached her in a calm manner, because I didn't want to startle her anymore, and I pulled up beside her and I said, "Are you okay?" Because she was shaking. I know she was shaking because I saw it in her face. I said, "Are you okay?" She's like, I'm sorry. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, it's fine. Just can I ask you that when you're can I ask you that if you come up to a roundabout, look out for us.
Yeah.
Look out for bikes, please. Look out for bikes, because that
educate. It's always better than berating.
That was the whole thing. That was the whole thing. It wasn't. I made sure she was all right, Simon. Honestly, I didn't want her to be a bad experience for her. I said it's fine. We're fine. It didn't happen. It could have, but it didn't. It's fine. Yeah. But please, just take that second look, because it could have been worse.
But it's like you said, you were told by your instructor to look at the wheels of the car. Yeah. I was told exactly the same on my CBT. They said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Don't look at the driver, look at the wheels on the car.
Yeah. Well,
because that's the first sign.
Well, my instructor was a Metropolitan Police officer. That's where he came from. Big Stevie. He was a Met Office police officer, retired, and he came up. He married a lassie from Scotland, and I got him as an instructor, and that's the first thing he said to me. He's like, "Big man, don't ever look at their eyes." And I was like, "How not?" It's like, because if I'm looking at them and they're looking at me, then and he's like, "No." He said, because they could be looking straight at you and still not see you.
They could be looking straight past you, you know.
Exactly. And that's what I do. I constantly look at the wheels. And if the wheels start moving, I know what's happening.
Yeah. Because I had a similar thing where I'd popped to one of the local retail park estates near us. And I was picking pet gecko, I've got a gecko, some mealworms up. And I was coming out the car park, and at the exit the car park, there's a little mini roundabout. So I'm in the queue of traffic sat there, and all the cars coming across from the left have to give way to you going up the road. There's a big white Chelsea taxi rolls up, woman behind the wheel, and she's looking left at the mini island, at the traffic, queuing up for the mini island. And I'm sat there going, when are you going to look at me? When you're going to look at me, when you're going to look right, you know, you're meant to be giving way. When you go look at, you know, and I thought, I just, you know, alarm bells started ringing. You know, you just knew something was going to happen because she briefly looked at me and then kept looking left again. I'm like thinking, as soon as she sees that car in front of me move, she's going to try and pull out. And sure enough, that car moved. And as soon as he started moving, I started creeping up. Next thing you know, I'm like you looking at the wheels, and I saw that front wheel do a little bit of a turn. Beep. Like this, you know, hands up.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm here. You know, oh, sorry. You know, smidgy job.
Yeah.
And she'd been sat there for about 2 minutes, and she was too busy looking left and not looking bloody right.
Yeah.
You know, thinking,
what you got to remember as well, what I always try to understand is what the car driver's seeing as well as you're approaching.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that run against you as a motorcyclist while you're approaching, and one is the looming effect. It's where you look like you're not moving at all, but you're doing 60 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And the other one is, they call it motion camouflage.
Yeah.
Where you're staying in the exact line of sight all the time, and you don't look like you're getting any closer, so you become invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you then have to decide what you're going to do to try and prevent that. And one of the best things they found to prevent that is 2 headlights, or the triangle effect if you've only got 1 headlight. So you have 2 running lights lower down on the bike, wider than your headlight. Because as you look at a car approaching you, you look at the headlights and they get wider as it approaches you.
Yeah.
But as a motorcycle approaches you, it's got 1 headlight. It doesn't move apart. It has no lateral movement, so you don't see it.
Yeah.
And that's where the looming effect come in.
Yeah.
But if you've got 2 headlights, double headlights, or the triangle, it gives a reference for speed for something coming straight at you.
It's like
I think that's what happened with her, is because there was a car behind me. She's probably not seen me, but saw the car and thought there was a gap there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd like you say,
I'd exactly it. You became motion camouflage. Invisible. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Simon, like you know as well as I do, is like the photograph that the police use all the time, and that's like somebody sitting at a junction and it's a humpback bridge with the trees behind
the motorcycles coming over.
And you can, it's like myself as a biker, I can see the bike. Car drivers can't see that.
No.
They can't see the bike on the hump of the bridge because
there's not enough people taught to look out for motorcycles because we don't get enough of them in this country.
Definitely.
But you get another country like China where motorbikes are everywhere, people look out.
Or India, or Thailand, and somewhere like that. There's more motorbikes and mopeds whizzing around than what there is cars, isn't there?
Yeah.
You got
the motion camouflage and the looming effect are a big cause of accidents at junctions. Sorry, Roland?
I said you got 4 generations sitting on one in Taiwan or Korea or somewhere.
Well, yeah, that makes them a bit bigger and easier to see, doesn't it?
Yeah, fridge freezer is strapped to his back or something like that.
Yeah. Or a cow on the back.
Yeah.
Well, it's my picture, a goat on the back of the bike, you know.
But yeah, I mean, I always, whenever I'm approaching a junction, I don't think, has that car driver seen me? I say, can he see me? Am I in the right place? And you look at the driver and you can see which way they're looking. And sometimes when they're looking straight at you, they don't see you. But if you do a little lateral movement, left or right, it catches their eye then. And they're like, oh, right, okay. Yeah. You don't have to weave or anything like that. It's just a bit of a movement, half a metre either way. And it does help them see you. But having twin headlights or the triangle effect, so you've got one light here and 2 lights lower down, does increase your visibility.
Well, if I get a couple of LED light bars and stick them below the indicators on the front.
Yeah, anything like that. Cut the spotlights on your bolts.
Yeah. That's some great big walking truck LED light bars on front of the bike.
If you look at my GTR, if you look at my GTR, where the indicators are, I've actually changed that over now, so they are indicators and running lights. So while I'm not indicating, they're solid white. And I was riding behind a friend of mine, and he said, your bike really stands out now because of this shape you've created on it. Yeah, because you can tell instantly at a glance there's a motorbike there, and it's coming towards me.
Yeah, because Rev's doing that to his, isn't he? He's getting the
he bought them because I suggested them.
Yeah,
I had them first.
Because that's what you don't see on cars nowadays, is it? Spotlights. You don't see them on cars nowadays. I wonder what
they don't need them. They got such good headlights with HIDs, LEDs, and everything else. They don't need spotlights on cars anymore.
No, I still
you think when cars had all the spotlights on them, they had like little candle. You might as well have had a candle in the headlight back then.
You know, I used to have an old
young boy running up front.
Yeah. Guy walking in front with a red flag. Yeah.
I used to have an old Mark 1 Ford Fiesta with 4 spotlights on the front and bucket seats in it. You know.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Yeah, we've all been there and done that. But if you look at how bad the headlights were back then. How
you need them.
Poor and pathetic the headlights were back then in cars. If you're talking of like 70s and 80s, they were absolutely pathetic. But now,
like the bamboo bars, didn't it?
My car I've got a Peugeot, and the running lights on it are bright enough for me to drive at night. I don't need to turn the headlights on. I can see with the running lights on.
I keep forgetting to do that. It's a good job I've got automatic headlights on my car.
Well, yeah, ours are automatic as well. But when it goes through an MOT, they forget to turn them on, and my missus will be driving home, and I'll say, "You ain't got your headlights on." Yes, I have. I can see where I'm going. Then she'll look and go, "Oh yeah,
yeah." Little running lights at the bottom.
Yeah, but I mean, the LED strips it's got on the front as the running lights, they're so bright you don't need headlights on.
No.
How's the fuel prices going over there?
There's no fuel crisis. It's just a fuel hike, isn't it?
Yeah, the fuel price.
Yeah, the fuel price.
Is it
180 between 160 and 180 a litre.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about the same as us.
Yeah, but about 50 odd p of that goes to the government in fuel duty tax. But you know, I know they dropped it by about
all that put aside. The government hasn't put up the fuel duty on tax.
No, they put it down.
The fuel companies have put the price up because you can't get it cheap from Russia anymore. They have to go elsewhere for their profiteering.
No, but what makes you laugh is that I was reading, when this off, and I'm like sat there going, what people don't realise at that time, I think it was something like 57 pence of what we were paying on fuel going to the government in fuel duty tax.
Yeah.
And it was like, if the government wanted to do something about it, drop the fuel duty tax. So they did by about, 5p or something stupid
5p,
like that.
Yeah.
And it made no frigging difference at all.
No, it didn't, because the fuel companies didn't drop the price.
The fuel companies
what makes you
put
laugh,
the price up.
Yeah, but what makes you laugh is you're paying fuel duty, then whatever the petrol station charges, then VAT on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why didn't you drop the fuel duty down to like 20p you know, we still pay the VAT on it, and then
it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference, Matt, because the fuel companies would still charge exactly the same
price
to get their profits up.
Even though the cost
because you can't buy cheap fuel from Russia now. It's like, okay, we'll put the price up everywhere else.
The government would actually have
oil's
to,
gone down, hasn't it?
No, but the government would have to put a levy on the fuel companies. You look at what was it, BP? BP, how many billion was it in profit that
they've had the record profits for a quarter? Yeah.
So
and then they still managed to take.
And that's not the government. That's not the government. That's BP.
But the government turned around and said, "But that's okay because BP are going to they're aiming towards the green being green for 2030, and that's great. They're going to reinvest that." They didn't turn around and say, "No, wait a wee minute. Every single person that's voted for us is absolutely struggling just now. There's absolutely no way that a company that's supplying energy to us is going to make a profit while our people are struggling." They haven't done that.
Yeah, but what makes you laugh is they still made a profit, even though they took the loss from that bloody firm in Russia who were having dealings with, didn't they?
I'll tell you what happened with that profit that they've made over these last 3 quarters. A big chunk of that will go to the shareholders. That's where it goes.
Yep.
You know, lining the CEO's pockets and that lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for shareholders. It's all for shareholders. But, anyway, that being said, crikey, 10 to 1 a.m. I've got to get up in the morning. I've got a lot of studying to do and a lot of videos to edit and a lot of shit to do. So we'll just do a quick round robin of what everybody's doing this weekend. MT, what you up to?
Well, like I say, I'm off over to see my friend, sort his MT-09 out. Also, he's got a light bulb out on his car, what he's asked me to do. So I'll be having a look at that. And hopefully tickling around on the bike. Where's Simon gone? Is anybody circling for Simon?
He's bumped the connection, I think.
His Wi-Fi's dropped.
Oh, he's
still live on time.
Right, so this is Ted Motor Vlogs. We're on for another 2 hours. So
we're just taking over Simon's live stream.
So no, basically what I'm doing, I've got the ZX9, which I'm doing a bit of due diligence on just now. So the back end's pretty much where I want it to be. So I'm taking the front end off it, the fairings and whatever, and I've got all the wiring to do on the front end. I have an issue right this minute with the wiring for the clutch. If I plug the clutch switch in, I can't start the bike. So there's got to be a short between the clutch switch and back to the ECU, which I have to sort out.
Check the switch.
The switch is switching fine because I've metered out the switch on the original master cylinder, and I've also replaced the whole mechanism, including the switch. So I've proved that the switch is okay. So I now need to meter back to the ECU. So what I'm thinking is I've got a short between the clutch switch and the ECU. And I will say that the bike did have an alarm fitted to it that was cut out.
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah,
quite brutally. So there is a chance that there's something touching somewhere that's shorting out. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend. So good luck to me.
Yeah, electrical problems, great fun fault finding now.
That's what it is. I've got the Haynes manual, so I'll be fine.
Yeah. Camera died. Sorry, guys. Oh, his camera died.
Camera died. Oh, fair enough.
What happens now? Do we sign off ourselves? Do we?
He'll have to close off the live.
Do we leave or?
Yeah, if we leave, that's all fine. Yeah. But unless
you two Roland
live, that'll be it.
Right, so
hang on. Before we go, what's Roland up to this weekend then?
Do we get him some YouTube strikes before we leave? Or?
This weekend for me, I don't know. Depending on the weather, I'll probably go for a ride tomorrow. If the weather's okay, Apart from that, we got our challenge video coming up.
Yes,
I said,
I'll be
in about 11 hours time. So I'm just about to put up a little promotion video towards that one to give people a bit of an idea of what the challenge is about. But that's about it, really.
Yeah, and I'll be over in the next couple of weeks, but I won't tell you when I arrive so I can smuggle that thing back. I'll leave my Michigan where it is.
Right, so like Simon says he's going to end the live stream, so like I'll kind of sort of take over just on Simon's behalf. Can I thank every single person who has came along to the live stream tonight? Roland, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much, my friend. Matt, take care, and whatever you're doing over the weekend. All the best, everybody. Simon, we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for inviting us onto your live stream. So this is Deadhead, Roland and Matt saying take care. Simon, all the best.
Cheers, Simon.
See you on the next one.